Welcome to Think Easy Podcast, the show where we explore the fascinating world of psychology, emotions, and human behavior. I'm Zuno, and today we'll uncover Part 3, How Emotional Contagion Shapes Your Daily Life. Let's start where many of us spend most of our waking hours. The workplace. Picture this. It's Monday morning. The office feels quiet, heavy. Your manager storms in, face tense, lips pressed tight. They don't need to say a word. The mood shifts instantly. Conversations hush. Keyboards clatter faster. A current of stress hums through the room. Now flip it. Same Monday morning. The manager arrives smiling, greeting people by name, cracking a small joke at the coffee machine. Within minutes, shoulders loosen, laughter trickles out, productivity lifts. Science backs this up. A study at the University of Michigan showed that a leader's emotional tone at the start of the day predicts the team's emotional state hours later. Positive leaders created energized teams. Negative leaders left teams drained. In other words, managers don't just manage tasks, they manage the emotional climate, and that climate dictates performance. So next time you sense tension in a meeting, ask yourself, did it start with one person's mood, and did I just catch it? Now let's step into something more intimate. Relationships. Couples, over time, don't just share habits, they share moods. Research shows partners' emotional states synchronize, sometimes so closely that it's hard to tell where one ends and the other begins. Think about it. If your partner comes home exhausted and irritable, how long before you feel drained too? If they're cheerful, humming in the kitchen, how quickly do you soften? One long-term study found that couples who caught each other's positive emotions more often were more satisfied in their relationships. But those who mirrored negative moods, sarcasm, irritability, despair, spiraled into conflict faster. Emotional contagion isn't neutral in love. It can be glue or poison. So when you think about nurturing a relationship, don't just ask, what am I saying? Ask, what am I radiating? Perhaps nowhere is contagion more powerful than in parenting. Children are master mimics. Long before they understand language, they catch moods. A parent's sigh of stress ripples into a toddler's fussiness. A parent's calm breath can soothe an infant's cry. Neuroscience confirms this. Studies show infants' heart rates sync with their mothers'. Toddlers mirror facial expressions in milliseconds. Adolescents inherit stress levels, not just from genetics, but from the tone of family life. The phrase, kids don't listen, they imitate. It's true. Not just for actions, but for emotions. So parents, ask yourself, what mood am I transmitting? Am I teaching my child calm, or am I teaching them anxiety without words? Here's the fascinating part. Contagion doesn't require intimacy. Strangers can shift your day in seconds. Think of the subway story we started with, one man's laughter rippling through a train car. Or imagine walking through a crowded city street. Someone makes eye contact and smiles. You feel lighter. Someone else bumps you and scowls. Your chest tightens. Even micro-interactions matter. Research shows that a single positive encounter with a stranger, a kind word, a warm smile, boosts mood for hours. Negative encounters do the opposite. We often underestimate this, but our daily lives are woven from dozens of micro-contagions with strangers. They add up, steering the tone of our day more than we realize. Here's a story. A woman walks into a cafe, stressed and hurried. She snaps at the barista, who stiffens, fumbles, and grows curt. The next customer senses the tension, leaves in a sour mood, and later speaks sharply to a colleague. That colleague goes home, distracted, short with their child. One stranger's stress cascades through 5 households. Now flip it. A man enters, smiling, thanking the barista by name. The barista beams, greets the next customer warmly. That customer carries the glow into their meeting, encouraging their team. Someone leaves that meeting, uplifted, calls their partner to share good news. Same cafe, to ripples, to worlds. Emotional contagion is never just about you. It's about the chain you ignite. Of course, not all contagion is uplifting. Negative spirals are faster, stronger. Think of a group project. One pessimist shrugs. This will never work. Within minutes, motivation drops. Or a family dinner where one person sulks silently. and soon everyone feels awkward. Why does negativity spread more easily? Evolution. Fear had to be contagious. If one person spotted danger, the tribe needed to feel it instantly. Positivity bonds, but negativity protects. The cost. In modern life, fear and stress ripple unnecessarily through offices, families, and social feeds. Unless someone interrupts the cycle, the spiral deepens. But here's the good news. One person can stop the spiral. Psychologists call them positive emotional leaders. People who stabilize moods simply by showing calm, empathy, or humor. Think of a teacher who steadies a classroom by smiling instead of shouting. A friend who cracks a joke in tense silence. A nurse who radiates calm during a medical emergency. These people don't just feel different, they make others feel different, and their impact often outweighs the negative. Which raises a question for you. In the circles of your life, are you catching moods, or are you transmitting them? Let's not forget the digital layer. Scrolling social media, you catch emotions you never meet in person. Outrage spreads faster than facts. Laughter spreads through memes. Anxiety surges in group chats. Remember the Facebook experiment we mentioned? It showed contagion works even through text. No faces, no voices, just words. And unlike face-to-face life, online contagion scales. A stranger's anger in New York can infect someone in Tokyo within minutes. Algorithms amplify it, feeding what you click, trapping you in emotional loops. So ask yourself, what moods am I consuming digitally? What moods am I amplifying to others? So let's gather these threads. At work, leaders transmit climates. In relationships, partners mirror each other. In parenting, children absorb unspoken moods. In public, strangers ripple through your day. In digital spaces, emotions scale across continents. Emotional contagion isn't an occasional event. It's the hidden architect of your daily life. It dictates how your mornings feel, how your evenings unfold, how your sense of self develops. The truth is, much of what you call my mood is actually our mood. A collective construction you've absorbed piece by piece. So here's the challenge. As you reflect on your own days, ask yourself, how many of my emotions are truly mine, and how many are borrowed echoes? That question changes everything. Because once you see it, you can no longer pretend emotions are private. You realize every sigh, every smile, every glare, every laugh, it all matters. Not just to you, but to everyone you touch. So far, we've seen how emotional contagion plays out in the micro, in your office, your home, your daily interactions. But what happens when contagion scales up? When it's not just one team, or one family, or one cafe, but entire nations? What happens when emotions ripple across crowds, markets, and history itself? That's where we're heading next. In part 4, we'll explore the large-scale impact of emotional contagion, how it fuels mass movements, financial panics, revolutions, even wars, and why understanding this hidden current may be the key to understanding history itself.